In today's video, I want to go over some huge PlayStation 4 changes. PlayStation Now subscriptions are being altered in a big way. It is getting cheaper, new games are being added, and I want to take a look at all of the updates regarding that because wow, Sony seemingly out of nowhere has announced a major update coming from Grace Chen, Vice President of the PlayStation Network over on the PlayStation blog. A ton of updates are coming to PlayStation Now, a service that of course allows you to digitally download a lot of PlayStation 4 games, but also lets you stream said PlayStation 4 games and stream PlayStation 3 games and some linear and existing PlayStation titles. There are also a couple of PlayStation 2 on PS4 games as a part of the service, and those are downloadable as well. However, for a long time, the service was $19.99 a month, and that was incredibly expensive, but now it's getting a drastic overhaul. And it was noted PlayStation Now is the first and only console game subscription service that uses cloud technology to deliver an unprecedented breadth of games through streaming and downloading. Today, I am truly pleased to announce new updates to the service that take our subscription gaming efforts to the next level. Starting today, PlayStation Now will be offered at a more compelling price that is comparable to other entertainment streaming services on the market. Current customers will see this new pricing reflected in their next billing cycles. The new prices will be, in the US, it is $9.99 a month, so that is down from $19.99, $24.99 for 3 months, that is down from $44.99, and then if you go the yearly route, which I would highly recommend you to go that route, it is going to be $59.99. $59.99 a year makes it $5 a month, and that is some incredible value. Prior to that, a year subscription was at $99.99. Now, you could find the yearly subscription cost down to like $80 on sale, sometimes even $60, which is the price it's moving to forever. However, that $60 price point was very few and far between, and now it has really opened the floodgates of, can we see a discounted PlayStation Now subscription for a year being $40? That would be an incredible buy, and I imagine that's what's going to happen come Black Friday. There are going to be discounts on PlayStation Now, and also, they noted we currently have the largest game library of any console game subscription service with more than 800 games available, and starting today, we're adding more blockbuster content that includes some of the most highly played and critically acclaimed PS4 games ever. And they note, check out the first wave of new content below, which is available for 3 months, which that is a caveat that is really going under the radar. These games are all being added today, however, they're only gonna last for 3 months, and it looks like they're gonna get removed from the service come January 2nd, 2020, and it's not like these are super marquee titles. I mean, they're great games, we'll go over them in a second, but they're a little bit older, so it's kind of disappointing that they're only going to be available for 3 months when you've got Game Pass releasing brand new Xbox One exclusives. Insert joke about Xbox One has no exclusives, but nonetheless, you've got games like Gears 5 on there, Crackdown 3, Forza Horizon 4, and they stay on there forever, so it is a little bit of a bummer. The new games being added include God of War, so that is awesome. I imagine a lot of people already own that game, but God of War being added to the service is a great addition. Grand Theft Auto 5, Infamous Second Son, as well as Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. So those are some of the best PS4 exclusives, especially in the case of God of War and Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. That might be my number 1 and number 2 in terms of PS4 exclusives this generation. Obviously, Spider-Man ranks highly up there. And God of War was about to be able to be bought for very cheap, considering it is going to be moving to a PlayStation Hits title, but now as a game that's in the PlayStation Now library, that is a great addition as well. That, yes, these games are only going to be available for 3 months, but also games will be added every month, and the recent service updates for PlayStation Now have been rather good. It'll be interesting to see if they have the same level of commitment with the altered price point. I always think that it's a bad idea to release a platform in a really high price point and then alter that price point down the line. You can always increase the price. We've seen other platforms increase the price, and yes, that annoys some people, but usually people just keep their subscription. It's hard to earn people over, even when lowering the price a little bit, especially because you're not adding anything major from a content standpoint. God of War is great, GTA 5 is great, Infamous Second Son is really good, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End is amazing, but I just don't think that that's going to be captivating enough for a lot of people to sign up because, again, a lot of PlayStation 4 guys already own these games. We're already paying monthly for PlayStation Plus or ideally yearly. However, this is definitely a step in the right direction, and they noted since PlayStation Now's expansion earlier this year, we now cover 19 territories and 70% of our PlayStation 4 user base. This provides an opportune time for us to begin our first global marketing campaign for the service, including the first ever PS Now TV spot. So obviously, the commitment is there for PlayStation Now. I highly doubt that we'll ever get to a point, at least not in the near future, that we're getting the PlayStation exclusives added to PlayStation Now, I think that would obviously be an incredible selling point. Could you imagine $9.99 a month or $60 a year, and you're throwing on games like Death Stranding, The Last of Us Part 2, and anything like that on there? Yeah, that's incredibly exciting, but that is the route that Microsoft is going with the Xbox One. There's a lot of other uncertainties that come into play when you bring forth that suggestion of adding all of these exclusives. Does that offer the same level of pressure on a studio to deliver the highest quality product possible? Because now they know they're not selling a $60 game, they're selling just another game that's going to be added into a subscription service. So there's all of these outside factors that you do have to take into consideration, and it is very easy to blindly just say, oh, these games are being added and I could play them for $9.99 a month or $60 a year, this is so awesome. But you have to look at the greater picture and the long-term ramifications of this. I see everybody moving to a subscription service, and sure, it's worked decently well for Netflix and they still have some really good Netflix originals, but from a gaming standpoint, I do question that at some point that we get a lot of these big budget first party titles being added to these subscription services right away. Does that lessen the ramification of you delivering a product that's not up to par? I really want to monitor that with Microsoft and Game Pass going into the future, because let's be real, the incentives are there for now to release quality products on Game Pass because the pressure is there to grow Game Pass and make it a service that everybody's subscribing to. However, 5, 10, 15 years down the line, is that pressure going to be there, or are we going to see a lot more low budget games, a lot of games without that attention to detail or whatever the case may be? That's something that I'm looking really far ahead into. But going back to PlayStation Now, they also note, using our cloud gaming technology, PlayStation Now offers choice to subscribers with how they want to access their gaming content. Gamers can choose to stream hundreds of PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and PS2 games available on their PS4 or PC devices, or download more than 300 PS4 games on their PS4 system. Some downloaded games support DLC and other user purchase add-ons, as well as PlayStation 4 Pro enhancements. 7-day free trials are available for new customers, so if you're a little bit uncertain about PS Now, try out the 7-day free trial, see how the streaming works. But of course, the PS4 games are directly downloadable, but a lot of the bulk of the quality comes from the PlayStation 3 arsenal of games. Moving into the PlayStation 5, it'll be interesting to see if they can parlay the PS3 games being downloadable as well, because ultimately I think that's what the majority of gamers want. Streaming is cool and all, but for a lot of people, we don't have that top shelf internet connection. Even for someone like myself that does have pretty decent internet, I found a little bit of latency issue utilizing PlayStation Now. Were the games playable? Absolutely, but for the common person that is using a Wi-Fi connection that doesn't have the best internet in the world, man, PlayStation Now from a streaming standpoint is going to be a little bit of a hard sell, especially if you're playing a fast-paced, responsive Twitch shooter. You know, if you're playing it streaming, that's going to be a little bit difficult. But nonetheless, they rounded out the statement saying, we've been in the cloud gaming business since 2014, and we have had many key learnings along the way to ensure we deliver a service that meets the needs of gamers. We want to thank all of you in the PlayStation family for being on this journey with us, and together we are excited to push cloud gaming forward as the world of gaming continues to evolve. There's also an extensive Q&A that was posted by Sid Schumann, the director of social media, and it did note, if you are an existing 12-month subscriber, what will change for you? You will see the new reduced price reflected on your next billing cycle. You'll also have access to the newly announced blockbuster titles on the service. Otherwise, your service will remain the same, and you can continue to enjoy the hundreds of games currently available. How often are titles going to be introduced to the PS Now catalog? This is something I'm sure a lot of you guys want to know about. Each month, the service will add a selection of popular games that will be available for a limited time period. This is on top of the existing offering of popular evergreen titles that are added to PS Now on a regular basis. We have to keep in mind that also 3 months for those exclusives is a really big disappointment. It's not like these are even newly released games. It's GTA 5, a 2015 release, Infamous Second Son, a 2014 release, Uncharted 4, a 2016 release, God of War, a early 2018 release, and they're only going to be available for 3 months. That's a little bit of a bummer, but if that does open the opportunity for them to constantly cycle games and add compelling games for a 3-month period, and we're getting newly released games added, like if you're throwing on a Devil May Cry 5 at some point, if you're throwing on a Resident Evil 2, those are games that people are definitely going to be interested by. Game Pass has games like that. Game Pass has Metro Exodus, it has Monster Hunter World, it has Devil May Cry 5. These are some top shelf newly released games on top of Gears of War 5 and all of these other other games. Shadow of the Tomb Raider is on there. I just feel like from a quality standpoint, sure, these PS4 exclusives are great, but directly comparatively to Game Pass, it's just not quite at that level. But nonetheless, this is definitely a step in the right direction, and I'm really curious to hear from you guys. Are you gonna start a PlayStation Now subscription, or are you satisfied with all of the games you've bought on the PlayStation Store, or the games you're buying physically? Are you more of that style of consumer where you do want to own all of your games? Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.